sis, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. So as you see in today's title, I'm going to be giving y'all tips and advice on how I got into college during a panoramic or in the pandemic. So I really hope this video is really informative and can actually help any of the seniors that are still waiting for their acceptance letters and any of the juniors that are going to be applying to college very soon on what to do and how to start the entire college process in a pandemic. So before I get to this video, please give it a like, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Turn post notifications because I have videos uploading on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And with that, let's into the video. Alright, you all, so I have my stats here on my phone and I'm just gonna be going through it kind of like by, not a list, but it's kind of like in categories. So the first thing I have in my stats, and in my stats that's like my grades, my standardized testing, and then like different clubs I did in high school. So my senior grade, like my GPA is I think like a 3.74 right now. So it's like in the 3.7, 3.8 range. Me personally, I would say if you have like anything over a 2.5, 2.7, that's like really good, really great. And if you don't have that right now, then like really strive to work on your GPA, because I feel like your GPA holds a ton of weight. Since I'm kind of like gonna jump ahead a little bit, but since I didn't send in any standardized testing for any of the acceptances or any of these colleges, I feel like GPA really helped me and pulled me through to even get accepted. So on the academic scale, I had a 3.7, and my school is an unweighted GPA. So for other schools, I'm not too sure how that really works out, but I would really say if you are struggling with your GPA right now, try to like talk with your counselor and really try to like bring it up, because if you're gonna do no standardized testing on your applications, then you would really want something to like back it up and show that you are, you know, academically inclined and stuff like that. So really work on your GPA. And my GPA was relatively high. In classes, I took honors classes were given to me basically all throughout high school. And then I took 2 APs throughout my high school career. I took AP Bio in junior year and AP English senior year. So I would really recommend taking an honor class or taking an AP class, because I feel like college admissions want to see how you can excel academically, and even they would like to see how, I guess, you're kind of like trying to approach some harder classes instead of just taking the easy way out of high school, because I feel like you just don't want to do that and you should just be really ready and up for a challenge academically. So I took honors for 4 years and then 2 APs for 2 years. But I promise you, like when you are focusing on the bigger picture, which is college, then you're going to be grateful that you took those honors and APs, because those colleges will be looking at those and being like, they took some honors and they excelled and they tried. So I feel like that's better than just taking the easy way out in high school. Me personally, I would be on like the honors or high honors honor roll like every semester. So if you are like striving really well academically, then that's a really good look. I don't think college admissions see your like certificate of like high honors or honors, I'm not too sure, but that might all like correlate with your grades and like the GPA. So having a high GPA or working to strive to get a high GPA is really good. In the grades part, for standardized testing, I did, like I said before, test optional. So I did not send in any standardized testing, because I'm going to be 1000% real with y'all. My scores are bad. Like my scores, yeah, I don't even want to say my scores, but my scores are really bad. So on my ACT, I got a 21, and on my SAT, I got a 1050, and that speaks for itself. So SAT and ACT scores, they're not looking too hot. That's why I didn't send in any of my scores. So I think that my GPA and my grades really pulled me through just to even get looked at. Cause Me personally, if you are really confident in your scores, then send them. If you're really not that confident and you think that you have other things, either academically or you have like good things going on that you're doing in your school and you just don't want to do your SAT scores, then I would say go for that. I feel like it just depends on the person. It really doesn't hurt to send in your scores, because I know for some schools I applied to, like if you didn't, then you have to take a test to like get into the school basically. So if you want to avoid that, send in your scores. I would definitely say to maybe work on your SAT and ACT scores. Now, me personally, I don't think that these standardized testings help my race and minorities, but that really is a whole nother topic for another day. So I would not say to go through high school and you don't like practice or you don't take any type of standardized testing. You should get that exposure, because I think, you know, when you are in graduate school or like undergrad, you're gonna take some big tests and you want to be able to pass or, you know, get by. So definitely practice. I did tutoring, and I can say that helped. You have to just go with the right tutor, because there's some people out there that's going to give you material and it's not going to be, you know, like you're not going to learn nothing. Khan Academy is a good practice if you make an account. I use that too to help me. And then I also did like in-person tutoring. So definitely at least make the attempt to take those tests and, you know, try to get a good score, because I know how hard it is, and trust me, my scores are bad and I tried. That is what I'm going to talk about academically in high school. Kind of like extracurricular in high school. I'm in National Honor Society and for senior year, and I think colleges really like to see how you're doing, you know, academically and also like extracurricularly, because like they just don't want you to be, I'm not saying that being like, you know, all in your books is bad, but they want to see a well-rounded student. So if you're taking any clubs in high school, that's like great. If you're not, maybe start out whatever grade you're in, like, you know, start out taking some clubs, because that's what I like to see. I did student government my senior year, so yeah, like that's another club. And I did cheerleading as a sport. So I mean, like sports clubs, programs, like different things that you can get into in high school. I would say try it out and enjoy it. Like, don't just sign up for random stuff that you know you're not going to enjoy or have time for. Like, sign up, try it out, and it will look beautiful on your transcript and kind of like on your Common App. That is what I did extracurricularly in high school. Out of high school, it's like a whole another story. So I am in 3 organizations and I do a lot of community service. So if you are not doing any community service at this point in your life, you need to just like do a stop and get out and work. I love community service, but it does look really well that you're giving back to the community on your application. So definitely be involved in your community. I am in the Co-ed Club Incorporated. I'm in Alcatraz of Detroit, and I am in the Jack and Jill of America Incorporated. Those are the organizations I'm in, and like all of them are about leadership and community service. So being a leader and like showing that I'm giving back to my community is something that's important to me, and I believe that it looked good like in my essay and in my application. So definitely try to get in your community and help and give back and strive to be a leader, because those are like good things that you want to learn like for life, not even just college. You want to learn how to do those things and be when you get out in the real world. Those are some things that I did not academically, like extracurriculars outside of school that I put on my but on my application. I would really say like anything that you do that you're like proud of, that you should definitely put on your application. Next, I'm going to just like give y'all a little tips on like getting into the whole college process, because I know that it can like start to feel overwhelming and you know, very stressful, and trust me, it was. So the first thing I have is like staying focused. So this is like staying focused in high school and staying focused when you're applying for colleges. Meaning, in high school, I know how hard it is to be an online student. I'm doing online school and it is hard. So I would just say really try to be focused. I mean, no one is perfect, so not staying focused every day is fine, but you want to apply yourself to the best of your ability and put like tons of effort into your schoolwork, because it's really going to pay off when you apply to college. And then just staying focused during the whole college submitting process is important too, because you just want to make sure you're going through these colleges, making sure you know like which ones you want, setting like HBCU, PWI, making sure that you're being organized with everything, keeping track of things, like making copies. I would say making copies of literally everything is like really important. And I'm gonna give y'all the biggest tip ever is to get a file cabinet. I'm like, no, like y'all might think this is just me being like, funny or whatever, but please get a file cabinet. You don't know where to put all this information, and it is the best thing to put it in a file cabinet. It's going to be stored, it's going to be there, and you're going to know where it is when you sort it out and go in the file cabinet. So really invest in that. That will keep you focused, and that'll keep you really organized. And then like keep track of the places or the schools that you've applied to. Normally Common App helps with that because it gives you a list of the schools that you've applied to. Next, I kind of dwelled on community service a little bit, so just going back to it, I would say really get into community service. It was really important to me that I get back to my community, and I enjoy doing it, so definitely try to find ways to do community services. I did kind of dwell on clubs and higher level classes. It's important to just be involved in your school. Don't breeze through high school and just focus academically. You want to do sports, you want to do clubs, you want to be involved, you might even want to start a club. Like, you just want to show an effort that you are doing things in your school instead of just going to class at 8 a.m. and leaving class at 3 p.m. or whatever time y'all start. So being in clubs is really important because I feel like it's just branching out. You don't want to be living in a box all your life, so branch out. Definitely try new things, because I feel like life is all about trying new things. And then expanding academically, trying higher classes, honors and AP. It might seem like it's a lot, but as I said before, it's really gonna pay off. Next is you should try to have good connections with your teachers. Now, this is not meaning be like this with your teacher, but when I say have good connections with your teacher, don't be like in your head you don't like them because they teach a certain way, so you don't have an attitude whenever you see them. You don't want to do that, because when it's time to apply for colleges, these people or these schools are going to have a requirement to have a letter of recommendation from your counselor and a letter of recommendation, a letter of recommendation from a teacher. And if you're just having bad connections and bad vibes with these teachers, then who can write the letter? You can't forge it and sign it and write it and send it yourself, but you want to have good connections with them. Be pleasant, be nice. And another thing, when you are asking your teachers for these letters, please make sure you asking them maybe weeks or days before. You don't want to ask them to write a letter and the scholarship is due that day, or the application is due that day, or maybe like a day before, because it's not a lot of time for them to prepare. So make sure that you notify them in advance, let them know what you're doing, what school you're applying to, or what scholarship you're applying to. And next is find things to look for in colleges. So when I say this, I'm saying like find a school, or plural schools, that match your interests, that have maybe like your favorite sport, your clubs, your major. Definitely your major is important. Like, just don't go through that college process and just be like, oh, I want to go to MSU because my parents went to MSU. That's what I did. Another thing is you want to like narrow down your list. I don't know how many schools I applied to, but it probably was about like 16, 15 schools I applied to. And I got into about maybe like 11 or like 10 of them. I do have a school that I chose, but I'm not gonna give it to y'all. I'm not gonna tell y'all just yet, but definitely narrow down your list so you can have a top 5 or a top 3 or a top 2. Next, I'm gonna be talking about scholarships. I am still going through the scholarship process, so I would definitely say please don't do these at the last minute. Like, if there's a deadline saying, I'm gonna just give an example, April 1st, and you're doing this March 31st, you don't really want to like do it the last day, the last minute, because these scholarships requirements, they kind of do ask for a lot. The way that I found scholarships was from the help of the class of 2020. Like, my friends who graduated, they gave me like lists of scholarships, and then I also have advisors from the organizations I'm a part of that send scholarships. But I'm still going through the scholarship process. It does take time, it's a lot, and then, you know, there's also like the waiting decision, like to see if you actually did win a scholarship. So I really don't push scholarships to the side because you don't want to do it, because you're gonna need that money for school, period. Take the time to do it. Look at a lot of them and apply. And the last thing, I want to show y'all the acceptances that I got. So it was like in Michigan, I have Oakland University, Michigan State, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Wayne State, Xavier, Howard, and Spelman. So I hope you enjoyed this video, Lisa Babes, and I really do hope that it was informative and it gave you guys good tips and advice on how to start the college process or do the college process. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications because I have videos uploading on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And with that, thanks for watching.